Very good morning. This presentation is brought to you by Resonate International with a mission to leverage knowledge worldwide. The topic being covered is when thoughts find higher orbits. Ladies and gentlemen, every thought begins somewhere in an intention, a memory, an experience, a desire, or a purpose, and then quietly enters the invisible architecture through which a soul moves through life. The extraordinary human brain receives thought as a precious gift of intelligence, yet the quality of thought is shaped by something deeper, the state of energy within. When inner energy is scattered, thoughts can become unsettled. When energy becomes coherent, thought gains clarity, direction, and strength. A thought, therefore, carries more than an idea. It carries an energetic state, and as that state rises, the thought can find a higher orbit. Thoughts are often seen as the beginning of action. A deeper view reveals a larger movement behind them. Intention gives thought its direction. Thought gathers energy. Energy prepares action, and action gradually shapes experience. Every soul, therefore, stands at a point shaped by the thoughts and actions that have traveled through life so far. The brain serves as the extraordinary interface through which this movement occurs, receiving energy, generating energy, and sharing energy. Its functioning is supported by the human energy grid: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and aspirational. As these five dynamos become increasingly synchronized, the brain gains a more coherent field in which thought can arise, develop, and express itself. This makes the quality and quantum of inner energy deeply significant. Quality gives thought its purity. Quantum gives thought the strength to become action. Awareness begins the process by making the inner state visible. Coherence gathers the energies together. Alignment brings the inner compass closer to the larger cosmic compass. Gradually, attunement, communion, and resonance become possible. The inner energy system then begins to participate more harmoniously in the cosmic energy system. Thought can rise from immediate reaction towards meaningful response, from impulse towards intention, and from intention towards dharma. The elevation therefore begins within before it becomes visible in action. Creation itself offers a magnificent metaphor. Every orbit represents a stable relationship governed by energy and motion. Change the energetic conditions and the state of the orbit changes. Something similar can be contemplated within the human inner system. Thoughts arising from agitation or fragmentation occupy a very different inner state from thoughts arising through clarity, compassion, courage, and purpose. As energy becomes more coherent, thought can rise into a higher orbit, carrying greater perspective, greater stability, and greater harmony. Higher thought then generates more purposeful action, while purposeful action further strengthens the inner system. Elevation becomes a living upward spiral. At its highest expression, this movement becomes an alignment between inner intelligence and divine cosmic intelligence. The spark of divine cosmic intelligence inherited by every soul can be nurtured through awareness, discipline, trust, faith, devotion, and surrender. Intention becomes increasingly aligned with dharma. Thought becomes an instrument of wisdom. Action becomes an expression of purposeful participation. Divine companionship then becomes the charioteer of the journey, guiding the inner compass while space, time, and energy continue their orchestration. As thoughts rise into higher orbits, the inner sun begins to shine more brilliantly, illuminating the horizon further and enabling transformation within and across it. What's the way forward? The practical movement is beautifully simple. Raise the state of the inner energy system and thought begins to rise with it. Awareness can bring clarity to intention. Coherence can gather scattered energy. Alignment can give direction. Practice can strengthen the emerging pattern. Each clear thought can then become a purposeful action, and each purposeful action can reinforce a more coherent inner state. The journey gradually shifts from managing individual thoughts to cultivating the energetic state from which thoughts emerge. That is where meaningful progression becomes sustainable. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, thought is therefore far more than mental activity. It is energy taking an intelligent form, carrying intention towards action and action towards transformation. When the inner system becomes coherent, thought gains a higher quality. When thought gains a higher quality, action acquires greater purpose. And when purposeful action becomes a pattern, the horizon of life begins to change. The inner sun shines brighter because the energy beneath thought has become more aligned. Lord Krishna offers a deeply reassuring assurance in the revered Bhagavad Gita. To those whose minds are always united with me in loving devotion and who carry steadfast resolve in their hearts to rise, I give the divine guidance by which they can attain me. The worlds illuminate the deepest possibility within today's journey when devotion, awareness and alignment refine the inner state. Divine intelligence itself becomes a source of higher understanding. Thought is then guided towards wisdom, action towards dharma, and the journey towards a higher expression of the self. Then thoughts find higher orbits. Energy rises with them. Intention becomes purer. Action becomes more purposeful. And the inner sun begins illuminating a wider horizon, transforming the journey from within, while divine cosmic intelligence continues to guide its unfolding. And in such unfolding, when thought rises, the horizon rises with it. Good luck. best wishes and God bless.